Ladies and gentlemen, now I'm trying to think of something really creative on the spot to say to greet everybody else out there, Lady Gaga fans included in that, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to witness quite an incredible matchup over here. MVP Genius versus I am Ganzi, my co host, as you all know by now, the retrosexual, homophobic. Introduce yourself, buddy.
What's up? It's Potent, and we have a purple Protoss, which is MVP Genius versus the blue Terran I am Ganzi. Now, this map is being played on GSL map Terminus, where you do have a easy to take second or expansion, as well as an easy to take third. Now, this doesn't seem to be the latest version of the map where they do have destructible rocks by your third, but it's going to be a good match nonetheless. Now, the standard play on this map usually means that you either go in for a really fast rush or you go for your fast expand and play a very macro style game. Now, we're going to have to wait and see what these guys have planned for each other.
The gate. This replay was downloaded from StarCraft2p.com. If you guys want to catch any really good StarCraft games, please head on over to that site. Check it out. We download and pirate all of our replays because nobody wants to send us any. Probably because people don't like us much, or you just don't watch our channel. Either or.
Yeah,
We're currently in the opening stages of our channel. I hope that you guys can like us, subscribe to us. I don't know, send us porn if you want to. Really, we don't mind. We're easygoing guys. We're up for threesomes any time of the day. Foursomes if you want us to bring some guy from Holland. And yeah, some early scouting. Well, not really early scouting. Some standard scouting coming down from MVP Genius. Sending that probe out. Looking around for his opponent. Terran player sending his little SCV up. They are going to meet halfway. Can you meet me halfway? Out at the mountain is where I'm going to wait.
Oh, yeah. And yes, we have a Cyberlytics core standard build going down from MVP Genius. Cyber core coming up, Gateway coming up. We might see a fast expand. Taking a look at how many minerals Genius is saving up. Yeah, and Warp Gate technology going down right away, a Stalker coming out as well. We see a fast expo from Ganzi. It's fast the Protoss. So the Protoss might be looking at something closer to a 4 gate if he isn't going to be expanding in the next minute, but we'll see what happens. A Vulcan going up for Ganzi in the front of his natural, 2 Marines out, just sitting up for it looks like a macro game. And next is going down for MVP Genius. So yeah, like both are fast expanding.
Yeah, both fast expanding. You haven't left me with much to say, as we are only 4 minutes into the game. So loading Marines into that bunker. Did you see that technique?
That was.
I just want to know if you saw the technique. It was phenomenal technique. Oh my God, is he doing it? He is setting the relay points of his second command center onto the mineral field, transforming it into an orbital command. I don't know if he planned the strategy. I don't know if he's got it written on a little piece of paper, but my God, is he executing it perfectly.
Yeah, and another 2 gateways going up for Genius. He might be going several more gateways, probably is, but he might be going a robo after 3 gateways. It's more of a standard build, but he already has his nexus down, so he might just throw out additional gateways. We'll wait and see what.
Robotics facility going straight down. That was a very good call. A Stalker pushing there to scout early, see what's going on. That Stalker won't die. Quite good microplay there from the Terran, moving that injured Marine right to the back of the... Where's that injured Marine going? Make me look like an idiot, that's fine. I don't mind. That injured Marine was sacrificed. That Stalker on 17 HP. The Marines could cut it off. No, they don't. They are just too slow. I'm not going to say they need to go on diet, because StarCraft doesn't have a diet for Marines. They only have a diet for probes and Zerglings. Double gas going down at the expo. Factory going up. Stimpack being researched. And that bunker is now empty. Oh my God, he has emptied that bunker.
Okay, and it looks like we have 4 sentries, a Stalker and a Zelo out front for Genius. An observer on the way out just to spy a little bit on the enemy. I'm surprised not to see small gateways going up, but yeah, he's still trying to just macro up on his natural, trying to get a good saturation going down. Also, the Terran building up a bit more supply depots, obviously, and a starport going down as well, and a reactor on the factory. So I'm assuming that he's going to switch the starport and the factory for with some fast medevacs.
There is an observer out for MVPGenius. The observer will see the 4 Reens moving out over there. Not sure where the 4 Reens have spotted the observer. Is he going to take pot shots at that observer? Is he going to waste the scan? He doesn't have. He's got the scan now. Is he going to use the scan? No, he's not.
No, he does
not. The observer's going to go directly over his base. The observer will see what's coming. He scans. He's trying to get rid of the observer. Very well played, but it's too little, too late.
The observer does see the factory lifting off and the starport down, so you can obviously assume that some medevacs will be out on the way.
Yeah, not too much of a. I'm not sure if it was worth wasting that scan.
Well, I mean, it's scouting information versus a scan, which you can always recover. You know, I mean.
But there is another observer on the way to observe exactly where the previous observer died, seeing everything again. That
and
scan.
Some Colossus on the way. Sorry to interrupt. Some Colossus on the way now for Genius. His robotic speed just going down and getting the extended thermal lines upgrade, and he's definitely throwing down a couple more gateways as well as getting weapons level 1 upgrades.
A very fast spike in the Protoss over there, changing his strategy up a bit. Perhaps it's what he intended on doing. There are a lot of melee units on the ground. Those Stalkers are going to make very easy work of the Marines and Marauders. Unless some Vikings start magically appearing somewhere out of this, I think that Ganzi is 5 feet up shit creek without a paddle.
Yeah, and drop going down from Ganzi, but very well held off by Genius, just doing a bit of damage to the medevacs, nothing too substantial going down there.
And what's interesting about this, I need to add, is there is a factory floating about in the middle of the map. It is now coming back. There is a proxy pylon going up at the top right. There is already a proxy pylon up there. I think it's not much of a proxy, more of a scout there, just so that he doesn't take that additional expo. The medevacs seem to be heading back to try a drop up at the top of the base. There are 2 Colossus on hand. God only hopes that the Colossus will be scouted, and yeah, some counters for that Colossus can come up. We see quite an average push coming up right now.
A drop coming in the back of Genius's base, as well as a push in the front. The push in the front has stand still. Now the dropships loading up, nearly killing that medevac as the factory floats in.
You know what's interesting is that he has still kept those Colossus to himself. His opponent still does not know that he has Colossus on the field. 3 Colossus plus 1 weapon upgrades. This is not an army to be taken lightly.
Yeah, no, not at all. These Colossus are going to be doing huge damage versus this Bio army. He does have +1 on his Marines, +1 armor and +2 attack on the way, and he finally does see the Colossus. 4 Vikings are on the way now to deal with the Colossus.
Let's just take a quick moment. I just want you to have a look around the map. Notice how many pylons have gone up around this map.
Yeah.
An additional expansion going up now, but this pylon play has become quite a standard for high-level Protoss players now, who like to know what's going on at every corner of the map so they're not caught by surprise at any stage of the game. The 3rd base going down for MVPGenius right now.
As well as for Ganzi, both expanding to their 3rd at about the same time. So no one's really got the economical advantage now. It looks like they're just going to sit back and macro up, try and max out as fast as possible. The Terran currently in the lead in supply, 161 over 136. And Yeah, I don't know if that
Goodness.
supply really justifies how powerful the Protoss army is at the moment.
That's it. What most people have come to realize now, if you have a look on the forums, if you watch high level games, Terran late game versus a death ball that's microed well at this level is unstoppable. Unfortunately, Protoss just thrashes everything. If microed correctly, he's got to keep his primary objective will be to snipe the Vikings with the Stalkers, snipe the Marines and Marauders with the Colossus, and those Zealots will just be there to focus some of the damage from the Marauders.
And it looks like a timing push coming in now. +1/+2 is done now for the Terran army.
Those Vikings
Those
breaking up
Vikings
to the
coming
right.
in.
That is good play with the Vikings. The Vikings nearly catching the Colossus off guard over there. There are not a lot of Stalkers on this playing field. If he can eliminate the Stalkers, he can eliminate this army. Good slow. The Archons are holding back. The Vikings sniping off some of the Colossus. One of the Colossus could go down over here. One Colossus down. Two Colossus down. Third Colossus has gone down. Absolutely phenomenal Viking play coming in. The Vikings landing to tank some of the Zealot damage. This is GG. I cannot believe what we have just witnessed.
Well, the interesting thing to note is during that battle, no force fields went down at all. I think that he should have laid down a ton of force fields to split up that army. I don't know why he didn't split up that Terran army during that battle. He needed to. He didn't have as many forces as that Terran player did. But a brilliant push done by Ganzi to kill off MVPGenius. Very, very close battle. Yeah, a pretty standard game. Pretty boring macro up until the last battle. But pretty interesting to watch.
It should be. I hope that people will enjoy our game. Just as a side note, another command center going down right at the middle. The Terran player securing his fourth base while pushing up at the same time. Some amazing saturation at every single one of the Terran players' bases. Not much saturation at the third of the Protoss, but as you already made the note of, quite a good game. Protoss, no force fields going down, and I think that led to his demise. Had he been able to block off those Marines and Marauders from hitting the Stalkers would have taken out the Vikings, and the Colossus would have dealt with the ground units themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, on that very somber note, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to wax your legs, chicks dig it, and no human alive can lick their own elbow, and most of you will try that now, you homosexuals. We're out. Peace.
Later.